All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the one and only Mr. Cawb. Ba-da! What's going on, dog?
What's good, bro?
Everything good?
Hell yeah.
You know, let me start the show off right. When you got here, we thought the UFOs were flying over our house, right? What did I tell you? I was like, look, the fucking house was shaking. And I'm like, you hear that? Those are the fucking UFOs.
Hell no.
Turns out, because this was my first time. Why don't you tell me what's outside of my driveway right now? Just tell me what it is.
Oh,
Tell me what it is. Just
Are
tell
you
me.
talking about the...
Tell me the year, tell me the make,
The
tell me the
Vetti.
model right now.
All right, man. That is a 1977 Corvette Stingray, man. That's my
Guys,
little reason.
if you guys could see it, it's cherry red, is it? Or
Yeah, man.
Oh man, it's so beautiful, bro.
Just got it
Sit on my
painted.
whip.
Just got it painted.
Dog, what a beautiful car, man.
Thank you, bro.
That's a great way to pull up. Like
Pull up, man.
scare the fuck out of the neighbors. Couple alarms went up.
Yeah, you know, fuck it. You got to keep your G on them. That's that old American muscle a little bit, you know? You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. America! If anybody's asking why, did you notice anything different about me or no? When I came in?
I did.
If it's the chains, this is for Alejandro Brooks, who said, I'm not a chain guy. He tells me, he comes in here and he's wearing like fucking gold,
Yeah,
real
I know
gold.
how he do it.
And I'm
Shit.
like, damn, I like your chain. I'm like, I'm thinking about getting one. He's like, you're not a chain guy. I'm like, eat your heart out, bro. Look, this is my fucking,
Hey, man.
this
I
is my
think
Olympic.
he's converted.
This is not silver or bronze or this is like metal or some shit.
Yeah, my shit might be titanium, man.
But you know what I'm saying? I could wear chains, man. You know what I'm saying? I could wear chains.
Yeah,
Anyways,
we
fuck
can
all
call
that
you
noise.
fucking 4 chains.
I'm like 4 chains. Anyways, what's going on, man? What's going on? I'm so glad you're here. Look, I really appreciate you coming. I'm always grateful for everyone
Hell yeah,
that
dog.
comes.
You fam, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask and I want to know, you know, what's going on, man, with Mr. Cawb right now. I mean, you have a lot of things. On this show, we call it the hands in the cookie jar. Like,
Ooh.
like you're doing a lot of things, man.
I got my hands in a few cookie
Tell me a
jars,
little bit
man.
about that.
Yeah, well, actually, the current project I've been working on for the past couple months has been with our other mutual friend, Leo Brooks.
Shout out to Leo Brooks.
Yeah.
The important Brooks in the family. I haven't got him here yet because he's busy, but nah, I'm just kidding. Shout out Alejandro Brooks, my dog. I love you, but go ahead, finish.
For sure, man. Well, I've been working with Leo Brooks on an urban country album. And, he just signed with Pit's label. You know, he's been rocking with Pitbull for the last 10 years.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Big ups to them and their team
Big
and
up
shit.
to Pitbull.
Yeah, Pitbull. And,
Always trying to
you
do
know,
that scream.
we had the 305 Stay Live event.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right, that's right.
You know, we had the whole fam out there, you know, show love.
That's
you
what's
know,
up, man.
bro done came through and performed with us and stuff. Big G. Shout out Silence, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
Cam.
TCP. Shout out to
TCP,
Experimental.
Color
Shout out
Tracks.
to
You know,
All
all them.
Boys.
Leo, too. Leo was out there with Hot Pockets and Alex.
yeah, Hot Pockets.
Alejandro.
We talked about Hot Pockets.
You know, so ever since that event, man, you know, musically and creatively, a lot of doors kind of opened up.
Shit.
You know, since then, like, I've been fucking with, you know, Pitt kind of repped one time, gave us a shout out, you know, on Instagram for the event, promoting the event on his page and shit because of Leo.
That's
and
good. Like
everything.
notice, it's awareness. It's
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
People are getting involved.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're trying to show that we putting on for the Miami culture and shit, you know? So ever since then, man, shit's kind of been, you know, kind of going in full gear. Since then, I've been working on that project with Leo. Now it's a project with Pitt. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do an urban country album called 2 Live. Homage to 2 Live Crew. You know Pitt and...
I love when he does that. I love when he reps Uncle Luke or anyone
Right,
who's from
this
Miami.
all home
still
team
keeps
shit.
it going. It's not
Right.
like shutting the door and like, I'm here now. He's more like, he pays homage in all of his stuff he's done.
And I
But
think
you're
now
doing-
more so.
You're doing the project you're saying is what is it? It's I'm assuming it's he's on the side of the musical part and you're doing the lyrics, or is it both? You guys
Yeah.
produce? What are you doing? What do you mean
It's-
by project?
It's basically...
Like he's
that
gonna rap on it?
album.
He's doing the beats,
Yeah.
or like what?
Leo's gonna be an artist on it, you know, and it's gonna be also Pitbull on every track. So it's almost like a Damian Marley and fucking Nas
Love
album,
it.
you know, Distant Relatives, but with Leo and Pitt, and it's gonna be featuring a couple other big country artists. One of our songs that I co-wrote with him is gonna feature Shania Twain.
Ooh,
And that's a big thing, you
I
feel
mean,
me?
come
So
on now.
yeah, the fact that I'm gonna be able to say, yo man, I wrote a song for Shania Twain.
shout out to
and
Shania
Pitbull.
Twain, Mark
You feel
Twain's
me?
daughter. No, that's not
Yeah.
Mark Twain's daughter. I just made that up. But look, listen,
Yeah,
that's awesome
that's pretty
because
cool.
I mean, look, man, you guys, ever since every time there's a
Ooh.
war, go. I mean, ever
yeah.
since day one, you haven't like let go of like, you know, you haven't took your foot off the pedal. It's always
Right, music,
constant
man, for
with music
sure.
with you guys writing. You're doing this. I'm doing over here. So it's
Hell
like
yeah.
you're now in your fucking I don't even know what year, and you're in this project where it's like you got big players
Real
in now.
shit, yeah, man. You know what they
But the other
say?
day I try to get you here. You're like, I can't.
Right,
I gotta
had
go
a
to the studio.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like that's you want to hear shit like that, not like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm at home playing 2K.
Right. Yeah, man.
You don't
know.
play 2K, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, bro. Trust.
That's good. So you got that
yeah.
brewing. That's in
That's
the
brewing.
pot. What else you got in there, bro? Mixing it up.
Mixing it up, man. We since the project's been getting such good, feedback from everybody, super excited about it. Like more people been stepping to me wanting to work with shit, like writing wise, So we might be writing for Mario. You know what I'm saying?
My brother?
Your brother, bro.
Not just kidding.
we
He's
gonna
over at
see,
Baptist.
we
Shout
gonna
out to my
see.
brother Mario, the fucking R&B singer, obviously.
Yeah,
or the
man.
guy from Puffy. Which one we talking about here?
Nah,
Because you know there's two, right?
Right.
I get confused, bro.
The Love Me one.
Yeah. You should let me love you. Shout out to real Mario. That's the R&B
Yeah.
Mario. The other guy,
Right.
he's on 2 tracks. All
Right.
I know. So
No,
all
but
right,
you know what I'm
dog.
saying?
So
But, like, little shit's
it's like
popping off,
spreading
man.
out.
We
It's spreading
seeing.
out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
You want to be buzzing and getting in the mix
Real
and having
something.
people asking around. And then next thing you know, next time you sit here, you're gonna be like, hey, guess who I'm working with now? And that's what probably your goal should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously.
For
I mean, you
sure.
got big namers already. Leo Brooks is somebody in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Leo's a dope.
I had
dope
his brother
musician.
here, and he was, they were talking about how they're revamping Hot Pockets, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's old school for me, bro. Some
Yeah,
memories.
man. Shit's crazy.
So right now, what's going on with you? Like personally, I mean, obviously you're single mingle right now.
Man,
You have to.
single
You have
mingle,
that
bro.
external cock outside on 4 wheels, bro. I mean,
Hey,
if you have
boy.
that car, you can't be with a girlfriend, man. You can't have a girlfriend with that car. You can't.
No, you don't think so?
No, I mean, you can't. You cannot because
Girlfriends?
you can have girlfriends, but you know what? Okay, let me take that back. You can have a girl you love and you're gonna commit to if you have that car out there, bro. I'm sorry.
Why you can't just Bonnie and Clyde it with your with your main chick?
They
you know
were
what I'm
shot
saying?
at the end of their career by the
Yeah.
it doesn't end well.
Right, man. Hey, I can't hold on to that car for too long. You're right.
Brother,
I'm gonna have to flip
that car is
man.
a
Flip it.
magnet, dog. I mean,
flip
it creates
man.
attention. Look how like a guy who I'm not into you. You're a good-looking guy, but I'm not into you. But
Appreciate
it created attention. I had to go out there and like, hey, what the fuck is this? Or like you get me. So
yeah.
just imagine the other side, the attraction you get from like a female. I mean,
Hey, man.
she's like, let me ride that.
Ooh.
Dog, it's badass. It makes
Thank
noise.
you.
I like
Hell
it.
yeah, man. That shit riding.
You know what I wanted to talk to you about, bro? Because you know me, man. Lately I've been. Everyone that sits here, I want to talk to them about,
Some real shit.
real shit, and then how they feel. But then I'm like, hey, you got a minute? Like, I want to know about the UFO shit real quick, because like I've seen some videos recently that the government released. I don't know if you're aware of this. Are you aware of that? Like
Which
the
videos?
declassified ones, the 3 declassified ones from the F-18 Hornets.
Oh, okay.
The
Where it
gimbal
shows
and
the thing like
the gimbal, and then the
they're
fast one on the
tracking
water
it.
that they track it, and then
Yeah,
the one over
yeah.
Puerto Rico. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, like.
It's interesting stuff.
It's
bro.
interesting stuff.
That's what you can say about it. It's
But
interesting stuff.
every time I talk to you, like in all of our time,
Yeah.
it's always was more than that. Like Keith's vision was, or not vision, is belief. I believe is
Yeah.
it doesn't stay in these UFOs.
Nah.
It's up here.
It's crazy. That
Right?
shit goes deep. You
It's
know about it.
the I've been dabbling a little bit on that, like reading up like DMT and like like psychedelics
Oh,
and
that
shit.
type of shit. Yeah,
and
that
I'm
shit
like,
gets
what is
tricky.
I wanted to ask you, like, not where you're at, like if you're some drug user that does all these things, but like
Right.
what do you think of that, man? As far as is there a crazy like connection that we should be studying, or are we just out of our minds when we trip on poisons and fucking plants that were meant to defend themselves in the jungle? Like like plants that we get high, like they
Yeah.
were meant, I'm assuming, to like defend themselves,
Right.
but we take them and we're like,
Man, who's to say what they're meant for
Right, that's
or
another
not
thing.
meant for, right? Because we, the people, are going to ultimately determine what the fuck we're going to use it for. So, right, it's meant to be whatever the fuck we're using it for, right?
Right,
So,
like,
if that shit takes you somewhere and makes you see shit and you feel like you're having an epiphany on some positive shit, then who's to say that that's some bad shit for you, right?
right.
Because in that regard, I would classify it as potentially being some good shit.
You're
for
like,
you.
stamp.
Right? Like, yo, this shit's doing you right.
Have you experienced stuff like that where you're like, I used to think, and now I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
this is some crazy shit.
man, I mean, I haven't done DMT.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? But I
Got a
hear it's a
BLT.
great thing. Yeah, I hear that shit takes you to like, you know.
I'm like scared.
I feel like DMT is to like psychedelics as dabbing is to weed. Like that shit just teleports you immediately. There's no transitionary path.
You've seen people the way they
It's just
smoke
like,
pot, and they're like,
boom.
"Oh, he's a little hype," but when he hits
Hit
that
that dab,
hey,
you're
right?
there
Like
immediately.
he's almost died.
Like within seconds after that dab, if you haven't dabbed
know how I'm gonna
before,
get
you're
in
like,
here?
what the fuck?
Shout
You know
out
what I'm
to-
saying? Like, shit.
Silence has done DMT.
My sister's, my bad.
I was just gonna say, shout out to Nell. I just told on
Yo,
you, and
me
everybody who
too.
sees this, I just
Shit.
told on Nell that he's
love
done
you.
DMT, but
Not Nell.
I don't really
You
care.
too, bro, but
I don't really care. I'm gonna get him in here. I'm gonna get him in here and talk to him
talk
about it
about it,
because
man. Let's pick
I
their
talked
brains.
to Keith about it. I talked to Jonathan about it, and
My sister.
salute, man.
Salute.
I'll have to talk to her about it, but I'm saying no one has sat here and talked about it and has done it. It's like if I asked you, "Oh, have you smoked pot?" You're like, "Come on." You could say some stuff about it, but
Right.
I've never done DMT either.
Yeah.
But it's one of those that I'm thinking about it.
It's on the consideration.
I used to be the same way
list.
about. I used to be the
You
same
know,
way
I
about
haven't-
shrooms. Used to be the same way.
Me too.
Oh, I don't know. Oh,
You know,
I don't
first
know.
time I did shrooms was with your motherfucking brother.
Really?
Bro.
Shout out to my brother. He's involved in everything.
In fucking
Shout out to
Javier's
Gio and
house.
making all these cups.
Yeah,
Shout out to Man at
Javier's
Action,
house, bro.
my boy Randy.
Yo, crazy shit.
It's like you're afraid. This pretty much goes for everything. Everything the unknown, you're always afraid of. It's the unknown. You know what I mean? I don't know. But then you touch it, you become part of it, and then you become like somewhat of an expert, and you're telling the next person, like, you don't have to be afraid. Like, I was once there too. So, like, I remember the first day of the shoot. It's like, bro, I don't know, man. Like, what's going to happen? And,
Right.
and then you're like,
Big
give
what
me
if.
more. I want more. It's a
Give me
great
some
film.
more.
It's a great film.
Give me some more.
What have you been watching lately in the Hollywood stuff? You watching any good movies? Or did you kind of like pump the brakes on that shit and you're like, I haven't seen nothing?
Nah, I've seen a couple good ones. I saw the new Joker film.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty clever, you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? I thought it was dope. Joaquin, shout out.
Shout
you
out
know,
to Joaquin Phoenix. He killed it.
He killed it. I mean, I think he's definitely elevated himself
Isn't it
to
funny?
top two
Yes.
Joker.
I was just
like,
gonna say
maybe
something.
top three.
Why
of
is
all
there
time.
that? Why does that exist? Like, how
top.
come the Riddler doesn't have like, hey, how
Well,
come
I mean,
all of a
Riddler was
sudden in
Jim
American
Carrey.
culture, if you're gonna play a character and his name is the Joker, all of a sudden there's like all this pressure.
Well,
all
that's
of a
with
sudden-
Batman too. The whole
Really?
thing, remember? Like
Not that
Batman
much as
and
Joker.
Not as much, maybe.
Like, niggas ain't killing
But
themselves after
right. That's the
There's
only
only
thing,
one
though.
guy, but-
if one of the Batman actors did that shit along the way, it
Like
would probably be as
pressure
much.
to like, you better be a good Joker.
Like maybe in a parallel universe, it's the reverse. Like Batman is the Joker of that. Universe.
What?
And Joker's like, who cares about that guy? But
Yeah.
Batman is like,
Like no one, like people
The
play.
Dark
What's the original guy from the show? Caesar. I forgot his last name. Can you Google that for me? I mean, I don't want to shit on him, but
Who's-
the Batman show with Adam West on TV.
yeah,
The
that's
Joker
what
was
it's
played by a Spanish guy. Give me his name real quick.
you know,
Because
good Joker,
I'm gonna tell you
John
something.
Leguizamo.
People, yeah, but he was the clown in
yeah.
Spawn.
That's right.
This guy played the Joker in the Batman show, right? And Caesar Romero? No, who's Caesar Romero? Anyways, he painted over his mustache. Like the guy didn't. The guy,
He
the
didn't
actor,
shave.
didn't want to shave his
So they
mustache,
painted over it.
and he in the show you watch it, he has white over it, and like,
Caked
and then
up
people were like,
face
"You better
around
be
his
as good as this guy." I'm like, and then Jack Nicholson was like, "I'll wipe my ass with that guy," and he did Jack Nicholson Joker because if
Right.
you watch Jack Nicholson Joker,
Yeah.
it's like Jack Nicholson.
Right.
You know, he
right.
kind of like, all right,
And it was more like kind of like
yeah,
humorous. And
you know,
shit.
Tim Burton. And then when this guy comes and does this fucking like reality Batman, when he did the first one, Batman Begins, it was like, okay, look, this is if Batman was real life.
Right.
It wasn't a lot of like fake bullshit.
Right.
So when Heath Ledger came as a Joker, I felt like it was new it was like watching Joaquin now. You're like, I didn't expect that, man. I thought he was
Right.
gonna be like, you know, doing all this stupid shit. But it was like a maniac, dude. The paint wasn't really on.
Yeah.
He had some scars.
Mm-hmm.
But-
That nigga was trill. Like
but it
that
was-
Joker
yes.
was crazy. He
And I was
killed that role.
okay. I didn't like Jared Leto's. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Jared was what, because I feel like the style of film was totally different too. You know what I mean? Like they did Suicide Squad, like more like I feel like on some PG, like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that like
he
dark,
had like a different look. Like
like a rock star.
Right.
He looked like a real punk rocker.
but have you ever
And
seen
Jared Leto's
that
a
Joker?
rock star. You feel me?
Yeah, they
In
connected
real
his
life, too.
personality to the character.
Right.
But have you ever seen that Joker anywhere, like on a show, on a comic book, on a cartoon, where you're like, oh look, they're playing,
Only
they're trying
on
to
Halloween.
Right? He had like a trench coat showing his chest.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Halloween is the only time you see
I'm glad
this
that Joaquin Phoenix rescued
Joker.
the Joker character.
Hell yeah.
Man, what gives a fuck? I'm into the Marvel shit. I really am. I'm really
Yeah.
biased. I try not to watch hero movies if they're not Marvel, like with that Marvel. I'm like, you better be this good. But I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I shouldn't do that. You know, I shouldn't do that, but I should.
I mean, if the movie's dope, the movie's dope.
But you don't.
Marvel movies are dope.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Marvel movies are
movies are pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Did you find him? Did you find his fucking name? I think his name's Caesar, man. Whatever. Adam West. You could put old Batman and then like the IBDM and just see who plays the Joker and shit. Like, you know, cast. Whatever. I'll give you a Twinkie if you find it. He just to paint his mustache. Just wanted to say that out loud.
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
You've done any traveling lately or what?
For the project, we went to Nashville to work with Jim Johnson, who, by the way, Jim Johnson.
I don't know who that is.
Jim Johnson produced Lollipop for Lil Wayne.
Okay.
He also produced the whole first album for Pretty Ricky, the whole T.I. Paper Chase album.
And this dude's fucking.
Yeah, he's official.
What was that all about?
It was pretty dope, man, to get to work with him and shit. We was there for a week, like in his studio. He has like a studio that's like a 3-floor house, like a cabin in like the woods in Nashville.
What?
Shit look like Blair Witch Project.
No way.
From the outside, yeah.
Like
man,
getting there. Like how did you have to get
They
there?
go like you don't even see the house really initially. Like you're in the neighborhood. All the cribs over there too in this area like have like acre lots or bigger, you know.
Scary
and so
shit.
you pull up to this shit and you don't even see no house. And it's like, what the fuck? He turns off because we rode with Pitt's son. He was driving us so that's crazy within itself. But anyway, so we drive down there, right? Boom, and it's like you turn off and it goes down like you're going into like a mining. Like
the
area,
fuck
like
outta
you know when they
here.
carve like the stone up the side in a
Rocks
spiral.
are falling.
Yeah. So no, it's not like that, but that's how it went.
Your
The
life
road.
was in
It's
danger for like 10 minutes.
for like maybe like 10 seconds. But yo, we get to this like fucking I don't know, like like a cabin type shit, you know, and in there recording was Bubba Sparks.
No.
Bubba Sparks with his partner Alex King. Shout out to Alex, man.
Shout
That
out
boy's
to
doing
Alex
the thing.
and Bubba Sparks. Love Bubba Sparks.
Yeah, and yeah, man, it's a cool dude.
So it was like a pretty big crib, I'm assuming.
It was interesting to lay out. Yeah, it was 3 floors. We got a main floor, had a studio A, which is where we worked out of, and then upstairs was like a kitchen, a full kitchen was like upstairs with like a
The
living.
real world house.
Right, and then on the 3rd floor was 2 big bedrooms that he had artists in, and in each bedroom
Like
was a
enslaved,
studio.
like chined up, or no?
Hey,
Like
it is.
kidnapped? You're like, oh shit, he had Ludacris there chined
Yeah.
up. No, he had, well, they were staying there doing projects, I'm assuming working. This
Right,
is
they
like a
were
studio
working
house,
exactly.
working house.
Yeah, man, and they were boom. They got some good music in there.
When you
man.
first
Big
got
ups to
there,
those
obviously
guys.
you're going to get there vibing, but did you have that, like, I've watched so many scary movies. Like, what the
Right,
fuck are
I
you doing?
did
Did that
pull
happen
in,
to
I
you
was
right when you're
like-
pulling up?
Pulling, I was like, yo, it's some Blair Witch shit, bro. Like, this is some shit.
You're like, we're finna get killed tonight. Like,
But it was dope.
That's
It's got
cool,
a cool
man.
vibe once you walk
which
in
was
there.
like one day, one night.
We were there for a week.
What?
5 days, yeah.
So it's like a retreat with artists.
Well, we didn't stay there, sleep there. We slept like 10 minutes away at the
In a tent?
hotel. But we went to work there like every day for like 8 to 10 hours a day.
Damn, that's
while we were
cool,
there,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was cool vibes.
I-
Jim Johnson's dope.
That's pretty cool, man. You're doing like
Yeah,
pretty big things with the music shit,
Hey,
bro.
it's interesting.
What
man,
do you have
know what I'm
like
saying?
any side projects that you're trying to like?
Man, you know,
wind
I'm
up
always
that's not
pushing colored
music?
tracks, you know, and TCP
But I'm saying that's not
shit.
music, or you just strictly tracks, or do you have like any like other
No
stuff
side.
popping? Like what
Nah,
else is
no
going on with the with how's the biz, or what are you doing? Keep like
That's it, man.
that's
I'm
it?
just putting it all into the music right now, you know.
It's good, man.
Hell yeah.
What's that called? I'm all in.
I'm all in.
I'm all
man.
in.
I left insurance. You know me, I was an insurance person. you
Yeah,
know?
big time.
I was doing insurance for a while, man. And it just comes a point in time like you gotta stop and you gotta say, hey man, look, you gotta pursue your passion. You know, you just can't, at least me, like you just can't fall in suit, you know. And I left a job at Assurant where I was on salary for $80,000. You know what I mean? And I had walked away from that to
What?
pursue this shit.
You did a fucking? Did you
Yeah,
do a
I'm
Jerry
saying.
Maguire? Like
Nah.
who's coming with?
I'm always on good terms with everybody now.
Oh,
over
okay.
there,
I
know
thought
what
you
I'm
took the
saying?
goldfish and like one of those little blonde chicks.
Nah, but it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like
Assurant, the big fucking
the big insurance
yeah.
company right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
down the
right
street.
there,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
off the fucking 12.
Yeah, for sure. And so, you know, I just came, and that was like 5 years ago. So I've been able to not be employed and be self-sufficient for 5 years pursuing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's fucking good, bro.
So yeah, now hopefully, in the by next year, some shit, a couple months from now, niggas be
You're past the
seeing
threshold,
some of
dog.
the fruits of the labor.
Yeah, yeah.
Niggas
You're
be,
already-
it. We've been in this shit for
you're
like
past the
fucking 20
threshold.
plus
You
years.
can't look back now. You kidding me? Like,
Yeah, man, I'm all in, bro,
You're
to
all
the
in.
death.
that's good, dog.
We
That's
rapping,
good.
you know what I'm saying?
Cheers to that, bro.
Yee. You got
That's
to.
what I'm talking
Don't
about,
ever
bro.
settle. You can't settle in this life.
Hear that, kids?
Mm-hmm.
It's a message for the day.
Hear
How's
it.
the Jits doing, man?
Awesome.
Fucking huge, probably.
Hell yeah, Jackson's 10. Little Jolie's 3.
What?
Full speed ahead.
Being a
Crazy.
father's great, bro. It's
It is,
different.
man.
Like,
It teaches you.
Isn't it better, like, the stuff you're doing now? Like, you want to be, music and
Yeah.
all that, but it helps that you're a fan, man, that you have kids.
Hell
Because it's
yeah.
like a drive, something
It
behind
is,
you going,
man.
go.
For sure.
Right?
They
Versus if
push
you're
you to
dolo.
be like better, you know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
sure.
bro.
You gotta care a little bit more. If you were just doing it for yourself, you'd be like, fuck it, thug life all the way. But
Exactly.
you got kids, you're like, damn, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this. Let me
They're the
let me set a
drivers.
good example. Let me go ahead and because or else you're gonna be a hypocrite and then, these are real people, right? At the end of the day, they're little now, it's all fun and games or whatever, but they're gonna be adults one day and you got to keep it 100 with them. So I keep it 100 with my kids.
That's
I
good,
mean, there's
bro.
only people you can keep it 100, 100
I was
with,
telling
for
that
sure. You have
to, I forgot who was here. I think it was Mowgli. I was telling him, I said, kids teach you that you give a fuck about human beings. Like,
Right.
probably until that point, you could have loved a lot of people. You love your mom and shit. I get that. You're connected. But, like, I don't know, man. Kids do change your life. When you have a kid, you have a different perspective on loving someone and how to take care of something. It just changes you, and it's so true. You don't want to. Shout out to people who have kids, and shout out to people who don't have kids, because they also, it also shows responsibility too. It doesn't mean you have to just jump in there and be a loving person, because.
Yeah.
But life is crazy like that. I wanted to ask you that because people who do stuff without kids and they have the same drive, it's like you gotta appreciate them too, because it's like you're doing it without those drivers that most of us use. Like,
Right.
for
It's
my
all
kids, man.
it's all that self-motivation and shit, self-discipline.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, ultimately, that's all it really ever is,
It's hard to get back at that when you don't, when you lose a little bit of that in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You get
yeah.
side railed and shit. You got to get back.
It's that time management. That's the biggest thing.
That what
you
it
know,
is?
when you got kids and you got the dreams and all that shit, work, right? Whatever it is you do, it's just time management, man. You make time for what the fuck you want to make time for.
That's true,
ultimately.
bro. That's so
If you
true.
want to work out, you fucking make the time to work out. I can't even sit here and give no excuses about, man, I don't got the motherfucker. You want ass, and this bitch hits you up at 2:30 in the morning. You gonna get your ass up at 2:30 in the morning and go get that ass.
Yeah, right?
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like real talk. So
You
the same
always-
with me, bro. I'm up in the studio with Leo dogs till sometimes 5 in the morning, from 8 at night. Like I'll go with my kids and do the whole like right after school, pick them up from school, go home, do the lunch, playtime, homework, shower, bath time, ready for bed. And if I don't tuck them in, I'm saying good night right before they go to bed, and I'm out till like 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta take them to school at like 7:30, 8 in the morning, some shit like that. You know what I mean? Some nights be like that. A lot of nights be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to keep
You
going.
gotta just do it. But see, that's what I'm saying. I could make excuses and be like, damn.
No.
But then I wouldn't have put myself an opportunity to be able to, you know what I mean?
But do
Create
you
some
feel
dope
like-
shit? And that's the sacrifices in life that motherfuckers are either, willing to make or not willing to make, that makes a difference in the path ultimately, right? And everybody's got to just hold themselves accountable, I feel, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day.
That's true. Do you hear my dog? He's on all the episodes.
Bully is
Yeah, he's
like,
on all the
"Yo,
episodes. What the fuck you got in there? You got did you always did you struggle with that, or you were always like that, or did you have to learn that? Because the reason I'm asking is okay, does it mean that you now, with all the shit you're doing, do you have less playtime or hangout time? There's
Of course.
right. There's minimum
There's a
fun shit
sacrifice
because you're
in
like,
that, yeah.
hey, I'm here with my kids, and then I'm in the studio, so there's really no time to go
Right. Yeah,
you
man.
hang out, and I went to the party here.
Right. You
not
absolutely
that
right,
shit.
man. And very minimal time. I
Minimum.
won't say there's none. Because again, what I said earlier, you make time for shit you want to do. So
Right.
obviously, if I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, then I'm gonna make some time for
Yeah,
it.
you don't
know
wanna
what
be
I
a
mean?
robot either.
But at the end of the day, you do gotta sacrifice. So if I make time for that, or I'm trying to squeeze some quality time in with somebody in, then that means I'm sacrificing on times you know what I'm saying, for my kids or for my sleep or for, you know what I'm saying, some
Yeah.
other shit to make it happen. You know what I mean? And that's everybody's life, I guess, every day, right? You go.
It is. Some
know
of
what I
us,
mean?
like, you have a schedule?
It molds, it morphs. You know,
But,
us
like, physical. You have
creatives.
a
You know what I'm
physical
saying?
schedule?
Other than my kids' school shit and when they're with me, you know what I mean, for that type of shit.
Like, you have to look down, is what I'm saying. Like, you have one, right? Like,
I try not to. I hate being like that. You know, like calendar. Oh, let me put that on my calendar.
yeah, but sometimes you have
You
to.
have to. You're right.
This guy
Sometimes
over
you
here
do.
has to.
I know, of course. Especially when you know. Like,
He's 3 kids.
I know. Hey. Trust
One of
me.
them's like Tornado 2 right now, right? Like,
I
that's
know,
what I'm
you
saying.
do.
Like,
I respect that,
Look,
though.
I don't have a calendar right here, but
hate it.
I made this up. I don't know what that
I
is.
love that.
I hate that
So
I don't have.
2002 of you.
Like, I tried to draw the other day. I was like,
The
let me see if I can
a-hole
draw
eye.
A-hole one. I couldn't do it. Shout out to A-hole.
Yee.
Trying to take your
Hell
eye.
yeah.
The, like, I don't have that as much. When somebody goes, yo, we're going to fucking go over here on Tuesday night. I'm like, I'm going. Most people don't do that. Most people are like, true, hold on, let me check or let
Right.
me see
Yeah.
the calendar.
Nah, I don't. Fortunately, I'm also like you.
I'm
in
down.
regards. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm either yeah or I'm like, nah.
But it sucks that you say
but
that.
I know that. But the thing is that I know off bat, like, yo, if it's a day, I'm gonna have to be at the studio.
Do you
If
say
I have
yeah
my
and then say
kids.
no a lot like me?
Nah, I try not to. I'll be like, yo, I don't know, or I'll let
Try
you know.
not to, but you do it.
It's very rarely.
Yeah, I do it.
And-
I'm like,
and
yeah,
they hate
I'm
me
down.
for that.
And then I'm like, why did I say that? I'm
Yeah.
I'm going out of country.
My flight leaves in 3 hours.
I'm leaving right now. Like, you
I'll
just want
see
to
you
be part of it.
tonight.
It's like FOMO. It's fear of missing out. I just want to be part of it.
Yeah.
That's why I always say yeah. People who say yeah, they're not listening to you.
No.
No, they're not. Yeah. It's like the
Yeah.
hurry up and
3
shut up.
yeahs in a row usually equals an L.
Yeah.
It's some type of mathematical.
Look, I almost said the other one. And I held it. Like, yeah.
Can't do it.
Now I'm gonna see the show. And it's gonna say a bunch of yeahs. Are you reading any books?
Fucking no, man. I'm not. Unfortunately.
You're a big book
reading
reader,
books.
man.
I mean, sometimes back now I don't. I just don't have. Well, I don't make time. I don't have. It's not that
Like,
I don't
it's
have. it, I
boring.
don't
It's
make
boring.
the
It's
time.
boring. The reason I asked you is I thought you were gonna like say a good title of something,
Yeah,
just to see what Cawb's reading. Mr.
Boring.
Cawb.
The last good book I will say that I did read though was a book called "Finding the Third Eye" by
By Cyclops.
Vera. I think it was Vera Adler, Vera Wang Adler, some shit.
Yeah, what's that all about? Pineal gland type.
The pineal.
Pineal. They say
Pineal.
was it pineal?
The
Pineal.
penis gland.
You can say. How do you say it? How do you really say it?
I call it the
PSA,
yeah.
guys. This is a PSA. We're gonna give you guys the right information here. Can,
yeah, I think
can
it's
you look
called
that up to see?
pineal
Do you know how to read the?
gland,
Yeah, is
I
it
think.
pineal?
I think so, but some people say tomato, some people say tomato.
Tomato.
So pineal. I don't know. You know?
I don't know either, man.
I think
Some
it's-
people say
my
puerta,
vote is for
puerta.
pineal gland.
Yeah,
It's-
pineal. Well, whatever.
Sounds right.
The third eye. This lady
So
is a lady.
wrong.
She wrote a book. Lady or guy?
Yes,
Well,
a lady.
Okay,
it's a
what?
woman.
In a nutshell, like real quick, like what's she
Yeah.
saying? What's she saying, man?
She's talking that multi-dimensional fucking
Through that.
Yeah, through that pineal. It's like the multiverse is my best description. Like everything kind of like ties in, and the oneness with the cosmo and basically the micro and macrocosm of things.
It's fucking awesome.
Which is pretty interesting, man. You got to be up on it, man. I try to be real chi with my shit at this
Yeah.
stage of my life.
But like, okay, let's talk about a little bit about that. What do you think? Like, what is that? What is that I know DMT activates that. There's other stuff that had. There's a guy that I was talking about to Julian. You know Julian, the tattoo guy, the Winwood artist.
Yeah.
Julian Reams.
Jubinsky,
Shout out to Ju.
yeah.
I told him, I go, there's a guy that has the pineapple gland
The pineapple
that
gland, yeah.
activates DMT on him without him, just
Tripping.
involuntary. But since he's a painter, when it happens, he starts painting, Keith. So he has all these like
Visionary
paintings while that's happening to him.
And it's like epic.
So it's
shit.
like mapping it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so there people are saying like they want to start this study where they want to people induce it into the DMT and they start mapping it because they're saying that there's something there. I mean,
Well, the military experiments with that shit.
I was just gonna tell you that. What did the book say as far as that left you like, whoa, shit, I didn't know that? Or did you kind of read everything? You kind of like, I just needed to sharpen my fucking
Yeah, a little
knowledge on
bit.
what I've always known. Because you told me this a long time ago. In your kitchen, I don't know if you remember. You were like, dude, we were talking about dripping or something, and you were like, dude, and you brought up the gland and how it's like a portal or something, or some kind of communication.
Well, that's what they say. They say, I mean, it has all the properties of an actual eye. You know what I mean? But it's rooted in your like brain. You know what I mean? Like at the root of your brain, kind of up. And so it's crazy, man. Like it's just apparently it's like almost like a sensory. You know what I mean? Like a sensory of the ether, I guess is the best way I can explain it. And you can kind of tap into it. I feel like that's the type of shit that taps into the Akashic record. You feel me? Type of shit where people like Edgar Cayce, you know, the great like median, you know, who like consulted for presidents and like found out how to do crazy surgeries and shit. Like there's books, I read books on him, you know what I'm saying? And Edgar Cayce is some guy, you can definitely Google him and check him out. But it's interesting shit, man. It's it talks about that, like people who get in those trances and like tap into like this other like almost like this cloud of information, right? And be able to like decipher it into words and make revelations and new technologies, you know, start popping off.
What do they think it is? Like
it's the ability. Some people are born with it. Some people can tap into it, but it's parts of your brain that can be activated and trained. And the military's invested money in it called remote viewing. You know, I think they made that movie with Clooney about it. What was it? Men That Stare at Goats type shit.
Like that.
Right? That's just real shit. That's just real shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they talk about all this like space exploration, like going about aliens. You know, we talk about our alien conversations.
You can't run away from aliens when you bring up some shit like this. They're waiting at the door like, so I told you.
To me, that all that shit seems logical in my belief and ties into each other, because if you believe in multiple universes and multiple dimensions, and you have to believe in multiple species and multiple types of entities that navigate around different parts of the fucking galaxy and beyond. You're right. You like the fucking Avengers and Marvel movies.
Yeah, they're all real.
All that shit basically ties into like maybe in an exaggerated or whatever. That's one interpretation of the way the world could be that we at this level may not be necessarily exposed to. But who's to say that type of shit's not happening somewhere else and is very much possible?
Correct.
Real,
just like
me?
it.
So I mean, I don't know. You feel me? It can get deep, but at the end of the day, you're in this reality for a reason, and I believe in reincarnation for sure, and energies and vibrations. So that's what it is, man. We're all moving through this shit. This is the reality that my vibration and frequency are aligned at right now. It's the same with you and everybody's in this room right now. You feel me?
How does that work?
And it's like, yo,
speak about like reincarnation shit. Like here's what I know: you die and you come back. But is there like laws on like what you do here that makes you come back at a certain thing? Is it more important to come back as like a plant versus an animal? Like how does that work?
Ultimately,
what is that all about?
Like each individual decides. I feel ultimately,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like we create our reality, is what they say, right?
And it happens more than once?
If you feel like you're going to hell, you're gonna go and incarnate into something that apparently is your manifestation of that environment that you feel or expect yourself to be in. You know what I'm saying?
That's like hell.
Right.
Like a fucking gum under a desk.
Materialize that shit. You feel me? In your own mind, when you feel like transitioning from this state of reality to the next, and then you fucking matriculate in that dimension,
what if
facing
you make like a mistake?
reality.
What if you fuck up and didn't read the manual, and you make a mistake, and you're trying to go somewhere else, and you end up being a gum under a desk?
Then
like
you will have to be that gum to whatever vibrationary shift.
As long as this vibration,
gum consciousness is going to create for you to go
you're
materialize.
If you come back as a gum, you're successful. You came, you did it. You did reincarnation. Mm-hmm. Is there? I'm assuming there's no like non-reincarnation, like someone tried to reincarnate and it didn't work. Like there isn't that. That doesn't, right? It's like this is the flatliners. He didn't get
Keith Sutherland did not.
What do you got? No news.
Still looking on Caesar, huh?
That gland's crazy.
It just says it regulates sleep patterns.
Yeah.
It's like an internal clock.
The pineal gland.
Yeah.
But it's got some crazy shit.
I'm gonna show you. It releases the dopamine.
Right,
too.
the dopamine. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Which is meant for that. See, this is where I used to get stuck. Right.
That's the producer of the dopamine is the pineal gland. So the releasing of that, and that's
all right,
the shit that makes you trip and do all that shit.
Check this out. So let's say the pineal gland or pineapple gland in your body gives you that, or you eat a vegetation, or you lick the back of a frog, right? Mm-hmm. It gets you in these state of minds that people like to describe their visions and the shit that they go through, which is fucking crazy sometimes when they connect, right? But then what do you think, in your opinion, when I saw a video the other day of a fucking jaguar. I think it was a jaguar or a cougar. I don't remember what it was, but it ate something. I don't know what the fuck it ate, but it was tripping. Like in the middle of the jungle, it was like laying on the floor, and he's looking up, and he's like fucking tripping. He must have ate something. So the video, the video of the guy in the guy in the documentary is explaining like, here, the jaguars happen to find whatever, and he's bugging like if he ate shroom, like you and I, right? So I'm right there, like I was the only thing that came to my thought. He was like, what's he thinking? Because he hasn't lived life like us to know gates and stairs, and I saw something up. So it's like his cat vision is tripping. He's seeing the connection you and I get, but through cat vision in life is what I'm saying. What a cat would do when he goes somewhere. Right? Because you and I trip, we're like, I saw something. It looked like this. It went up, and then it was a shape of the things we recognize. But what is he fucking right? He don't know what a door is. He doesn't know what stools are. Yeah. He's probably like, I saw cat stuff, like like trees and shit. He wants to climb them and like food.
Is that like 3 eagles on one branch? Like what the fuck?
Because think about it. We'll get let's go a little bit lower because that's kind of crazy. What about like dolphins and the other animals that get high, like with their stuff, like the puffer fish? You seen that? The dolphin grabs the puffer fish, like holds it. Doesn't hold it with his hand because he can't hold it with his hand. But he'll grab the puffer fish. The thing will let out its whatever it is, a toxin. They get high on it. Thank you very much. They don't kill it, and then they go and do silly shit.
Really?
I swear.
I didn't know that.
I swear.
Dope.
Look that up. Crazy. And so right there is when I go, God dolphins. Damn, what are they? Exactly. They must have fun. We already know that they're intelligent. We know that they're kind of like cool. So what are they thinking when they're high, bro? They must be like, let's go catch some fish or like do something silly because they're not like dumb animals. But they get high, bro. The guy in the jungle, the cats in the jungle, the dolphins, humans.
Yeah,
but there could be a connection. Like you said, it could be the connection of. Here's what I think. I think that we don't know what it is, so we're making up all these names. But there's something there. There's something there.
That nigga's doing this. Something happened.
We stumbled on something, but people get too far. They connected to religion. People get too far, connected with outer space. But it's there. There's something there that you take stuff and you are somewhere else, my man.
Life is what you make it, and if it means making some trippy ass mushroom
I can't believe you haven't seen dolphins get high on those fish, dog. I'm gonna have to show it to you. It's crazy. It's crazy that they purposely do that because you would say like, oh, they're only doing that because they gotta get.
Got 3 more cool points for me.
Think about it. If it was connected to bro, it's because they hunt and they gotta. You're like, oh, all right, but there's absolutely no reason why you
logical reason
other than swim fast, do circles, blow bubbles.
That's funny.
Dude,
just tripping, just chilling.
I love it, man. The whole connection of man. I didn't know that you were like into reincarnation like that. What do you want to be when you come back? You can say it on the show and it's gonna happen.
I know. I'm thinking.
If you had to, what would you be?
I don't know, man. Maybe I'll come back on some shit, man.
Just like, come on. Just give me like, what would you do? What would you come back?
Probably a bird.
A bird? So you can shit on everybody? What about you? Birds shit on everybody. Shout out to birds. They shit on everybody. Nobody shits on them.
There you go.
Straight up. What would you be?
I'd probably come back as maybe a human.
Another human?
A different style.
Wow, that's that's masochist.
You think so?
Yeah, you're like, fucking life was hard as a human, but I'm going to go back and do shit again.
But man,
why don't you pick a bird and just fly and shit over everybody?
There's some people who have awesome lives that are human too, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different ways to live as a human, right? It's like our avatar.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the avatar. Switch.
You come in, switch.
You're into that?
Right?
That would be awesome. That's the future. Like switching your consciousness into like different stuff, which is reincarnation. But I meant like deliberately, like, hey, I'm about to die, matey. Hold on. And you don't really like lose your memory because I imagine, I don't know too much about reincarnation, but I'm assuming you don't come back, you're a flower, and you're like, fuck, I'm a flower. You don't remember your life. You're just living that one now.
But look how I gotta interject. It depends on your belief again, because if you believe in the Akashic record and the whole iCloud of life and things in the universe, basically the storage of all experiences universal wide, right? Then pretty much that's it. Yeah, you can manifest in any way you want because that information is there, and that feeling, like when you learn to tap into the Akashic record, you can regain that consciousness. You feel me? In the present. That's what these motherfuckers do.
Like deja vu.
Like not even like real, just consciousness of knowing. The ability to have sensations and the pre-existing knowledge and wisdom of an experience.
But not like my
to
example.
be able to like,
My example is fucked up.
What?
That's like if I came back as a flower, but as Chris, and I'm Chris out there, like, I hate my life. I used to go inside, smoke weed, and now I'm a flower. Like, that can't be like that. You can't
No.
have old memories of your life.
Right.
Like, if you were a human and now you're a turtle, it would suck because being a turtle sucks.
You know, I think that you don't get demoted in life. You can you can't step back of your knowledge, right? Of your experiences.
No.
Once you've had an experience, there's no erasing that experience truly. You might subcategorize subconsciously in another compartment, but it doesn't take away from the fact that that experience happened. You feel me? That's why you got shrinks out there to help people deal with shit because they're like, I'm trying to forget. And it's like, I know, but you can't forget. You feel me? Certain things. Because everything's stored in the subconscious. And then the backup hard drive.
How do they do that?
Hold
Like-
up. The backup hard drive of the subconscious is the motherfucking Akashic record.
This is how it happens, guys. Okay, the Akashic record is like for people
That's
out there that
that's
right
my
now are listening to
interpretation.
Keith. They're like, "What the fuck is Keith talking about?"
Yo,
I'm going to tell
tripping.
you. The Akashic record is like the iCloud. Okay,
Right.
so when you die, all your info went up there, and then whoever's in charge, which he has not mentioned yet, goes. This guy's going back to Earth as a fucking donut. Hold on, give him this, give him this, give him this, and give him this from the Akashic record. Let him go. That's how it works, right? Because that's where it's stored. If something is stored in there and it's going to be manifested in something else, like not a human, it's got to come from there. So it's basically you're keeping record, and someone is doing that, Keith.
Right.
Who's doing that?
Each individual has their own access code to the Akashic record, right? And the more you
So it's like the internet.
knowledge
It's like
you
the
acquire,
internet.
the more knowledge you acquire,
This
the
motherfucker
more
just evaded my question.
access you
You're not
get.
on Capitol Hill. Listen. He's like, well, no. I meant like for people who want to understand a little bit of what you're saying. So, in reincarnation, when you die, and you're about to go into your next life, it is your choice of what you're going to be, and that choice you made it prior to dying, not in between
Or
dying
in the
and getting
ether
there.
state, maybe.
Okay,
Who's
so
to
there's an
say?
ether state.
Yeah,
And
people
that's
talk
the
about
one in
ether state.
between, just so people know. It's in between getting into the new body and you just left your old body. That's called the ether state. And that's,
I guess so.
I'm assuming that's,
The ether state
No.
is beyond that. I
Whoa.
mean, that could be part of the ether state. Is that transitionary period? You feel me? In this, quantum
Right.
physical world. If you want to get real,
it all makes
groovy,
sense.
Right?
It all makes sense. These are all numbers.
But-
This makes sense. These
Right,
equations
I mean,
can be
it's all
written.
speculation at the end of the day. Like I said, everybody's truth is everybody's truth, right?
Right.
Each individual's left up to their fucking spiritual awareness of shit, right? Like a fucking, if a frog doesn't know that it can, whatever, then it's gonna stay that way. You feel me? But if you,
But if he knew
in
that he
your
could
own-
get kissed,
hey,
What
then
happens?
He might put himself in the right position to get kissed and turn into a human, right?
a human prince. dog.
Boom, you feel me? But once he's a human, why?
Or
would
he could give her
digress
warts.
to a frog, right?
No, I get what you're saying. It's just, why do we sometimes demand order? Like, who's doing that? And why
Who's
is this?
in charge
Yeah,
of
who
this
created
shit?
that? So it gets,
I want to speak to the
Yeah,
manager.
exactly. Like
I
if you
want
could.
guarantees that I'm not coming
Why is
back
that?
as a
Why is
fucking
that?
flower on Mars.
What if you come back as
With
pot
a
plant? You get
human
smoked
upper
by
half.
your friends. You come back as a pot plant and you get smoked by your friends.
Oh god, that's crazy.
That's bad.
That'd be crazy.
Why is that? Why do humans want to know everything? Do you think that's a human thing? Like you said earlier, if a frog just wants to be a frog and he loves it, centuries will go on him doing that and perfecting it. And his offsprings are even better frogs. So it's like sometimes they're like animals teach us that like if you don't change something, it's fine. But then we teach the animals, well not really, we're not teaching them that, but we're teaching ourselves that the more you fucking want to know shit, like life just changes for you. Like the more. You ever notice that? Like I mean, that's an ongoing thing with human beings. I feel
Yeah.
like the end is not coming, but the future is definitely going to change everything,
Wow.
Like there's going to be more buildings, less grass, like for sure.
Yeah.
You just got to learn to make jungles now. In the future, this is how you're going to do it. Like, fuck all the trees
They
and the
need more
animals.
yurts.
We just need to build more shit. You know what I mean? Build more shit. And then when people who miss the animals, like, go build them a fucking park and just make animals. Like, that's it.
Just do some Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
man.
just make the
but
animals.
But here's the thing, and you're right. I mean, ultimately, it might get to that point.
We wanna leave.
Inevitably, it might get to that point.
Yeah.
Where it's just gonna
Stop
be like
feeling
a
bad for the whales. Just make them.
production line of like cows. You know what I mean?
Make
like
the
cloned
food. Why
cows.
have the cows?
But
Why
that's
just make
like-
the beef? It has all the nutrients in it.
You're right. Just stem
Why?
cell the beef patty.
That's it.
Stem cell beef
If
patty.
it was manufactured, Keith, the right way, like let's say 1.2 billion per steak, you had that much money, and it was made perfect. As a matter of fact, even better than regular steak because it didn't have none of the shit the cow could bring. You gonna tell me you're not gonna trade? You're gonna be like, nah, I kind of like I need you to kill it. I need to know that it was in a factory.
No, hell no.
Right? You'll trade. You'll be like, oh my God, one less thing. I don't have to cook it. I just push a button. The fucking nutrients are there with all the vitamins that I want. But some people will fight you and be like, I like the
whole
old
process.
stew. I want to go to the store.
Because again, I mean, for me at least, it's about the spirit.
I want to
you
ride the
put
car
inside.
out there. You want to make noise with that shit and scare everybody instead of teleporting here in your new Tesla.
Anybody would tell you, owning a classic car, you have to really have a love for it because
And the
a lot
bitches.
of times, like, you feel me, them shits will fuck up on you, and
Yeah.
you got to just have the patience to just deal with it.
But that's the part of the culture
If you can
of an
own
old car.
that's what I'm saying.
have
If
to-
you can own a classic and take care of it, then that means you can be in a relationship with somebody fairly, serious for a while. You know what I mean? Because you're willing to put up with some.
Oh, 'cause you're gonna be
bullshit
under the
and
car a
deal
lot
with some
fixing it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like real talk.
Old
So
cars.
that's
what
my
old
way
cars are
of
for.
like teaching myself patience and understanding.
I get you. That's
know
what
what I
old
mean?
cars are for.
That's what
They're meant for every other day. You're underneath it fixing it because it makes you look cool, but you're like, it's an old car. I got to change the fucking screw. It already came off.
Something like.
What do you think of the new cars and shit? Like, are you ready? You want that? You want these Teslas driving by themselves? You can take a nap for an hour and get to work. Like, you like that?
You know what? I like to have the option. That's what it is.
I'm not afraid of that.
I don't know if I would be like a full committal to like a self-piloting car as long as I'm able to drive. Like I want to have the option to go manual. You know what I'm saying? On these motherfuckers, like I don't like the idea that
You still
like
want the human
you feel-
interaction.
yeah, I don't-
You don't
I
want to
don't
lose
like-
that.
no, because
you're
I don't-
afraid. You're like, they'll just cancel you out. Next thing you know, they eject you out. We're like, we
Right.
don't need humans.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared they might just have
Really?
me fall off the bridge.
Let's
or,
go
like,
back. Let me
malfunction and
convince
crash
you. Let me
and
convince
die.
you. Let
feel
me
me?
convince
Like,
you.
get
It's a
outta here.
scary thing. But here's how it is.
Motherfuckers can hack. Banks are getting hacked. So
for
somebody
sure.
can hack in your
I'm just gonna say
automobile.
that, you
and-
guys. It's a pros and
fuck
look. There's
your shit up.
prostitutes and convicts for everything. Pros and cons.
Yeah.
Listen, this is how it works. I get it. It's scary, but I mean, you can't run from it.
I'm not. I'm
Just
saying
like-
bring it on, but I want that
Like,
option.
look. You weren't
I want
afraid.
the push of a button goes manual. Hey, Will Smith had an iRobot. Shit was groovy, right? He had all the perks of the iRobot car, but if he wants that manual control, switch over to fucking manual.
You just have to
nigga.
get a password.
I gotta do that shit. Yeah, override.
Okay,
take
look,
my
I'll put it
fucking
this way.
fingerprint as evidence.
You had a
my
beeper,
iRobot.
right? How old you were in a beeper time?
yeah, I
Okay,
had a beeper.
okay. You weren't afraid if someone stole your beeper that they were gonna get your pics or maybe even push a button and you had to put a
Right.
password. It was just like whatever, right?
Right.
Then when the phone was invented, then you were afraid. But then they invented the beautiful like handprint. Like no one, most people that have their phone locked, they're like, my phone's locked. But then you're like, no, there's people that can unlock it. And you're like,
Yeah.
fuck. So there's always a risk. What you got to do is upgrade. I get what you're saying, but you can't stay in the motored car. Like you can't be in the dialing phone. You needed to upgrade one day. But look, now you have more shit on your phone. Why did you put your bank shit on your phone? Like we're walking around with all the shits in here.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy. So it's like the car. It's gonna have everything.
You're right.
Scary.
And when there's enough,
Just
like,
put a password.
things around it. Yeah.
You'll have like the car won't turn on
Right.
unless your body signature's in there, and then it turns off, and like
Right.
you shit like that. But it's gotta come, bro. Don't you want to be in a car and like not drive it?
Yeah, for sure.
sure.
For sure.
What's that like? You've done that? No, I don't think so. Have you
Yeah,
done that?
when I'm riding shotgun or some shit. That's the only time.
That's even more scarier.
Yeah, you're like no control.
I'm gonna admit something right now. My girlfriend's probably gonna get mad, but we drive like long distance and shit. Like I'm not comfortable yet. Like going to sleep and you got this.
Yeah,
I would still be like,
keeping
all
the
right.
eye open.
You hear a
every
bump. What's that? You okay?
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Because you still have the fear of that you're not driving. Look, what you're going through with the robot. You're like, I still want to be. I couldn't trust someone else other than me driving a car while I'm sleeping. But then when you're young, you didn't give a fuck. Your
Right,
parents were
'cause you
driving and
didn't know
shit.
any better.
You
You
didn't know
just
any better.
relied. Like,
That
hey,
happens to
man,
me a
I'm
lot.
with my
That's why-
parents. I'm chilling. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know, I'm in the back seat because in this moving vehicle, like I guess that's what we doing.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
true.
what I mean?
It's true.
Like,
It's
shit.
true. We went from that. Oh man, that's so crazy. Bro.
Like these motherfuckers flying planes and shit. Like these motherfuckers don't even fly the plane. They just push the button. They take off and they land, and they don't even land anymore, right? You know, but they
wait,
the only
planes
thing
are
they do
not
is take
landing?
off.
Yeah, because they're crashing.
Right,
What do you mean
no,
by
no,
that?
no. Like it's all autopilot shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Like these niggas, like they barely do anything up there, and all of us are just sleeping, and that's so.
That's
you're
kinda
right.
crazy.
It's
You
crazy.
get
It's like I'm
into
worried
a
about
metal too.
self-driving car, and I'm flying in self-flying
You don't
planes.
even
Like,
give a fuck.
I
You don't give a fuck that you're in a metal tube, like a metal, like going. How fast do they go? Like 300-400 miles per hour, like a plane.
Planes, yeah.
Top. You're sleeping. It's traveling through midair. You're 20,000 feet. You're just like, man, I'm taking a nap.
I know.
That's insane, my man.
It is insane.
That's insane that we do that as humans. We don't even care how fast you go on that thing out there.
Yeah. Oh, and this guy?
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, I'm taking about 85.
You've opened it up already?
About 85, yeah.
It's good, man. It sounds good.
Solid, yeah. Solid
Maybe we'll
for
take a
sure.
spin. Get
Do
pulled
it.
over and shit. Woo woo.
Miami, man.
Mr. Cawb, I've had a great time, bro. Our
Hell
time's
yeah,
coming
bro.
up. We're going to put the kids to bed.
Boom.
What we've learned today is that it's not over. We're coming back.
Boom. And dopamine.
And dopamine.
And
The next time you
pineapple
come
gland.
visit me, next time you come back, once you come back, next time you sit here,
What a
two things
trip.
will have happened. One, we've done DMT together,
Yeah.
right? And we'll have the
Yeah.
list of like what we're gonna be when we come back.
All right.
No one asked me. I'm telling you what I'm gonna be right now. I'd come back as like one of those ducks in these neighborhoods. You know the ducks that live here?
Hell
I know
nah.
a duck that's been here for like 10 years. He's having all his duck babies. He's like the
Yeah.
grandfather duck. I live here in the
Damn.
hood, bro. Shout out to all the ducks out there right now, shitting on the driveway. Mr. Cawb, Keith, a.k.a.
Bless.
everybody. Thank you for coming, man. I really appreciate it.
Bet
Love
that,
everything
bro.
about you. Keep going.
Likewise.
Go ham
Bless
on all
up.
the stuff you're doing, man. I
Hell
can't wait
yeah.
to hear the new shit. I can't wait for your projects to blow. I'm going to have
Appreciate
Leo
it.
on here. Make sure you
Hell
holler at
yeah.
him. I already told Alejandro
Yeah.
Alejandro Brooks to tell Leo Brooks to come on my show, but you can do it for me, man.
For sure. I got you, man.
Appreciate you coming, Keith, man.
Dollar,
Love you, man.
brother. Bless up.
Let's get out of here,
Thank
bro.
you.
Let's go
Smoke one.
hang out in the back. Whoop, whoop. See you later, folks.